Good evening. I want to give an update on the Nano-Reef Aquarium upgrade on the status. As I mentioned in last video, I will be aligning to every even weeks now, and for this tank it is running now for the 8th week. And looking back to some of the first pictures and movies I recorded of this tank, I think this has developed very quickly, this tank. So very quickly, a little bit too rapid maybe. Starting with filtration, I think currently the way it's set up, I'm satisfied with the filtration. The only three things not satisfied with the filtration is the inner filter. The outlet to that one is creating a little bit too strong yet, which is creating a little bit quite a strong gyre in the complete tank, so it's making it a little bit difficult for the LPS on the right side. But it's okay the way it is now, but it's a little bit too strong. And secondly, it's the micro bubbles of the skimmer. I'm still fighting that. And thirdly, I'm still lacking the moonlight sensor. I placed an order, so I'm waiting for it to come home so I can get a night reduction in the flow. But yeah, I'd say that I'm satisfied with I have a high expectation, but I'm satisfied with the filtration. It's keeping the water clean, or as clean as I like it. On the technical side, actually, except the 3 items mentioned, what I'm not happy with is the noise level of the aquarium. We have it in our living room and it's way too loud. So I think that is my next focus. How do I make it silent? And that's gonna cost a bit, and it's gonna take a time. So I think maybe now it's week 8. I'm hoping that by week 12 I will have reduced the noise, but that means replacing a lot of technology and redoing a lot of things. I mentioned in the last video that I will focus on corals. Now starting with one of the long corals I've been fighting with, the trumpet coral. Actually, you can see the green, a little bit of the green color. So it's still living behind the inner filter. It's alive. I actually I got 1 polyp out of 3 to survive, but it is looking like it's growing, and it's been stable for, it's growing and it's been stable for at least 4 weeks. So hopefully I salvage that one, and it seems to be thriving in a little bit less light and definitely less flow. Okay, so let's see how that one develops. Maybe in the 12-week upgrade we will be able to take it back into the light. Now comparing to last video, actually the Goniporia is gone. I think it was there in the last video. What happened was that when I bought it, the store mentioned that the clownfish, they really like the Goniporia, and they actually did. They liked it a lot, but it was not mutual. The relationship was not mutual. The Goniporia didn't like the clownfish at all. So and furthermore, when I tried to get it to other places in the tank where the clownfish didn't go, I actually get problems with too high flow or too high light. So the coral started residing, and then I actually decided to take it out before it was too late, and hopefully it can recover in another tank now, which the Goniporia is doing a lot better at. So let's see if we see that one coming back. But then on the coral side, we have a newcomer, being this green and pink Euphilia. I'm really satisfied with the color, and this one. And this was my original plan, that I want these 2 spawns of Ophelia, one pink green and one toxic or very neon green. So I'm happy with having both samples now in the tank. And furthermore, on coral newcomers, I also actually have a new acan there. Now the short story with that one is that it was in the tank, it was sitting, it wasn't doing too good, and the story behind it was that actually when it was shipped to our country, it was shipped too early. They had cut it and shipped it without it healing properly. So there was a lot of tissue damage on that one. So we tried it here in this tank, and it actually already 1 or 2 days. Yeah. Initially there was only 1 polyp that was fresh, and the other 4 polyps were having severe tissue damages and infections. But currently it's 3 polyps doing good and healing up, and let's see about the final 2. So we're trying to salvage that one and see how that turns out. It's looking promising for this tank. Okay, time is flying. I think all in all corals are doing quite good. They're growing. I might do some comparison on the Guttata or the Calendrum, and the bird's nest is growing quite well, and also the Milka is growing. The LPS in the front, the ones I've had for a long time, being the Dragon Eye and the big acan, they're also growing and feeding quite a lot. Now this acan on the left is that one is doing very well as well, but I don't know, someone messed with it just before I started recording, so it retracted. Other than that, when I was trying to salvage the Goniopora, I actually dimmed the light down quite heavily in the tank. So then actually I started getting algae coming off the rock. And I think the algae coming off the rock has to do with that I no longer, I seem to have the issue with the diatomic algae under control, which typically comes on the window and on the bed. But now the diatomics are not in the game currently, and I'm dimming the light down. It actually favored some algae coming off the rock instead, where I don't have coralline algae. So that pushed me that I actually need to increase on the grazers. So I went from 3 snails to now there's currently 7 snails, and then I also added the Salaris fasciata, which you see here in the clowns, in the cave of the clownfish. And I only had this set up for a day now, but it's actually looking to deal with the issue of the algae. Okay, I think that was what I had planned to cover for today's video. So focus ahead will be about the noise level on the filtration, to try to reduce that one by redoing the filtration, and then keep adding some LPS corals if I find good samples. And as a spoiler, the fragmentations, which I am keeping on the bottom here for the Guttatatus, the Milka, and that's what we will see coming into the other project which I'm working with for the Coral Reef Aquarium School, the basic one. So I'm planning to use some of the fragmentations from this tank to go into that one, to see that tank to populate it a little bit quicker. But until I started populating that one, they can grow in this one. That said, thank you for your attention, and I wish you a pleasant evening. Bye bye.